Today's the day. It's the phone interview. I have my Disney shirt and my Disney bracelets. 2 and 3. And it's 8:13 and my phone interview is scheduled for 8:45. I have my coffee in my high school mug. I have my water in case I get thirsty. I have cheat sheet. I don't know if I'm going to look at it or not. Now we just wait. See what happens. Phone. My call is late. I hope they call. Oh my god, what if they don't call? What if it's not working? Please call me. Please call. That's my family. We were at Disney Olani this summer. That's my brother and my sister. Oh, Disney, why do this to me? And it's late. But I thought because it's so early, like, phone call. Hello, this is Angelica.
Hi, Angelica. This is Terry calling from Disney. How are you?
Good. Your name was Terry?
Terry, yes.
Okay. Hi, Terry. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fantastic.
Okay, perfect. Well, is this a good time then for your telephone interview for the Disney Health Program?
Yes, awesome. This is a great time.
Alrighty, perfect. Well, we should be together for about 20 minutes this morning, Angelica. I'm going to ask you some questions. I'll learn a little bit about you and your work experience, and then we'll move on and talk about the roles you're interested in, and also make sure I leave any time to discuss any questions you have about the program at the end of the interview.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great.
Wonderful. Well, just to confirm, I do want to check and make sure you are a senior English major at Caldwell University. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. And I see you have not worked with a Disney company before.
I have not.
Is that right?
Yep, I have not.
Okay. And are you currently an international student, say, in the U.S.?
No.
On a visa?
Nope. I am a New Jersey resident.
Okay. So it's awfully cold up there right now, huh?
Oh, it's so cold.
Oh, my goodness. What is the temperature there?
It's got to be about maybe like 20 today. It's freezing.
Wow. So do you guys just stay indoors all the time?
No, we go outside. There's a lot of snow on the ground and everything, but you know, they plow and like I live on campus, so gotta get to class.
Oh, my word. You have to really bundle up, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. We had to dig our cars out the other day during the blizzard and it was crazy.
What do you mean? Like you have to literally start digging your car out?
Oh yeah, I have a shovel that I have to bring to school and I actually have to shovel my car out of the snow.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I've lived in New Jersey my whole life, so like shoveling is a normal thing, but it's hard.
Well, I guess you guys all stay in shape pretty well. You're always digging your cars out.
Yeah, it is a real workout. It really gets you going.
I mean, aren't you like hot and sweaty after you get ready to go somewhere?
Yeah, you get a little gross. You got to go back and shower.
Oh my goodness. You almost have to dig yourself out and then go get ready and then leave.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm so sorry. I'm just fascinated by this lifestyle. I have no idea. It's just foreign to me, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, speaking of where locations, I do see that you're trying to go somewhere warmer. I see you're applying for the Walt Disney World program in Orlando, and looks like you're interested in our fall season, which runs from August through January.
Yes, correct.
Does that all sound right to you? Okay, perfect. And have you been down here before?
I have. I've been to Walt Disney World about 5 times.
Okay. So, what was your favorite thing to do at Disney when you did come?
My favorite thing to do at Disney was I'm not a really rides person, especially when I was younger. I got motion sick really easily. But this past trip that I went 2 years ago, I went with some older friends like who were my age rather than going with my family. and they all wanted to do rides, and I was so scared, but I was with my older brother, and I made him hold my hand on all the rides, and I did every single roller coaster, and I was really proud of myself, and I didn't get sick, so now I know I can do all the rides, and Disney really helped me conquer that fear, which was like, I was so scared, and I was really happy that I did it. I felt really, really proud of myself.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. My daughter's going there today with some friends, and she gets motion sick too, so she's worried today. Like, am I going to get sick? And I'm like, honey, you just have to decide on your own if you're going to go, because I can't, help you with that.
Exactly. Yeah, I held my brother's hand. I probably screamed the whole time, but it was good. I made it through.
Yeah. Aw. Well, that's fun. Well, glad you got to visit. I'm sure since you have already been here before, you're already aware that all of our rules in our parks and resorts require you to wear a costume and comply with the Disney look and appearance guidelines. Are you familiar with those?
I am familiar with those.
Okay, great. Are you receptive to those guidelines then?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Okay, and just for costuming purposes, do you have any tattoos, piercings, or body modifications like, ear gauges, dermal piercings, anything that would be visible outside of a one-piece swimsuit?
No, I have no tattoos, no dermals. I do have two earring holes in my earlobe, but that's all I
Okay.
have.
Yeah, are you willing to remove the extra piercings?
Oh, yeah, 100%. No problems.
Okay, wonderful. Some of our rules do require you to operate a vehicle. Do you have a valid U.S. driver's license?
I do.
Thank you. And also, I know your application you had indicated you have lived independently before. Have you had roommates?
Yes, I am actually currently living with roommates, but
Okay.
my dorm is a suite style, so it's four of us in a room with it's four singles, and we all share a common area. So I have my own door that I can close, but I do live with three other girls.
That's nice. Wow, at least you have your own some little space to yourself.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I would definitely have to have something like that. I know personally, just to have a little just breather, by yourself at time to time.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just close the door and hang out.
Exactly. Now, I know you do still share some common areas, so you have experience with that with others. So tell me, what are some of the challenges that you face living with other roommates, and how do you resolve conflict with them?
Well, I'm actually a resident assistant at my college, so roommate conflicts is like my life, basically. So personally, yeah. So personally, I actually live with a really good group of girls, and we really haven't had any problems besides like we share a bathroom. So we kind of just have to figure out that whole scheduling, like, oh, are you showering in the morning? I'll shower tonight. What time are you waking up? And things like that. And we have like roommate contracts that we fill out at the beginning of the semester saying if you're willing to like share your food, it could be in the common room. If you're not willing to share, then you put it in your own cabinet and things like that. So honestly, I haven't had that many conflicts with my residents personally, but I've seen a lot of people have some real issues with their roommates, and I've had to figure that out. So it happens, but it usually gets resolved.
Right. Now, are you also comfortable living with other students that could potentially be from anywhere around the world?
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love meeting new people.
Okay, thank you. And then also, I do see your work experience listed here in your application. I want to talk through that, but tell me first, before we get there, why are you interested in doing this college program? What are you hoping to gain by doing this college program?
By doing the college program, in college, honestly, I have really struggled to find something that I personally love. Like right now, I'm an English major. I started out as a nursing major, and that really wasn't for me. So I kind of changed to English. I wanted to graduate, and I found out about the Disney College program when I was a sophomore, and I knew I wanted to do it, but I knew that I wanted to graduate first. So that's why I'm applying in my spring semester of senior year. And honestly, when I go to Disney, Disney makes me the happiest person that I know I can be. And I know that even with all of the struggles in my life, Disney has always been there for me to keep me positive and like really make me feel like magic is real. And going to Disney World, it's its own world full of all these possibilities, and I just feel like working for this company could open so many possibilities for me, whether it's if I decide to stay and do full-time or part-time or seasonal, anything like that could open a whole new like career for me, which would be fantastic.
Wonderful. What are you hoping to do after you graduate?
Right now, my plan is if I don't get into the program, I was going to go to do an ultrasound program. So that's the plan if this doesn't work out. But if this does work out, I could always postpone that. I could stay in Florida and find a program there. I've already started looking at, ultrasound programs down in Florida, in Orlando and stuff. If I do choose to stay with the program, stay with the company and all of that. So I'm prepared.
Ah, wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing. It kind of helps us understand, your goals and motivations. So thank you for that.
Of course.
And I do see your work experience listed here. Looks like you've done some lifeguarding for quite a while. You've been a swim instructor.
Yes.
I have a competitive swimmer. One a daughter that did some competitive swimming for a few years, so I'm familiar with that. It's a lot of responsibility, a lot of hard work. Tell me about have you ever dealt with an emergency or safety issue before in that role?
Yes, of course. Being a lifeguard, I mean, you obviously have like saves. Like people do drown. You do hold someone's life in your hand and things like that. So you have to be very alert all the time. There's been cold days at the pool where you have to look out for like hypothermia and things like that. And, even if you're wearing a sweatshirt on stand, you do have to jump in your sweatshirt, swim across a pool, save somebody that's way bigger than I am because I'm only 5 feet tall. So I've had to save a good amount of like larger adults and teenagers who are just much bigger than I am, but I'm trained really, really well, and I know what procedures to take and things like that. And of course, even outside the water, we do deal with first aid things. So there's a lot of kids that run and fall and hit their face and they're scraped or they have a bloody nose and things like that. So I know all of those first aid procedures, and I'm also certified in CPR and AED.
Absolutely. Now, also, how would you make our guests feel welcome and special if they arrive at your location, anywhere you work on our program?
I think to make somebody feel special, what I like to do personally is I like to learn their names, especially being a lifeguard. There's so many patrons that come to the pool, and they come every day, so you get to know them and you know their names, and I'm usually pretty good at picking up names really quickly. So, and teaching swim lessons, I teach about 50 kids a day, so I have to learn these names really quickly because kids get a little angry when you don't know their name. So honestly, I would just greet someone. I would say, hello, my name is Angelica. How is your day going? What is your name? How's everything? How can I help you? And honestly, just greet them with a smile. I think a smile can mean so much because I know personally, like, if I'm having a bad day, all I need is someone to smile at me and say, how is your day going? And it automatically makes me feel special. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like somebody cares how I'm doing.
Absolutely. And I do see you have that character performer role in your checklist. That would require an audition.
Yes.
Did you have an audition location in mind?
Yes, I'm looking at the New York audition.
Okay, wonderful. So you know to go to DisneyAuditions.com to check the date, times, and locations for that?
Yes, I've already done that. It's March 8th.
Okay, perfect. Well, best of luck to you for that.
Thank you.
Again, we will consider you for all of the other roles in your checklist in the meantime, okay?
Right.
Have you done theater before or acting at all?
Yes, I did theater all through high school. I was a lead in a lot of the shows. I have musical experience. I actually started out in college as a music minor. So I have a lot of experience on the stage. I'm also actually currently I am Miss New Jersey Collegiate America, a pageant title holder. So, yeah. So that's all about being on stage and smiling and being positive. And I actually promote an anti-bullying platform and things like that, which is great. So I get to go around, I get to speak to different schools and things like that about anti-bullying. And it's just stage life. Like, you're always on stage, especially with pageants. So I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to ask you about the flip side of that, the character attendant role, where you're just assisting the character performer. It's different in that you're used to doing a lot of being in the spotlight yourself. How do you think you transition to being a character attendant?
Honestly, what I see the character attendant role as, it's still a role. You're still an actor. You still have to put on that smile and put yourself, even though you're not the character, you have to be creative like the character. I believe that the character attendant role is a lot of improvisation in itself. Like when a character has to leave and go, on break or such, you have to create that story and like explain to a child that this character has some purpose of leaving, and you have to be creative in that. And I think that's a lot of improv and a lot of acting involved, and of course, smiling and making people feel comfortable.
Sure. Now, also, sometimes our guests can get upset because maybe the character they want to see is gone for the day. So how would you help an angry guest in that situation?
To help an angry guest in that particular situation, I would probably suggest to them, I think it's always good to suggest an alternate thing. So I would probably let them know, like if the character was coming back, I would say, this character will be at this location at that time, or you could go see blank character here and things like that. I would just always give them options.
Thank you. And how would you tell a guest that Mickey's line was closed so that the guest couldn't see Mickey right now?
I mean, I would have to explain to them, of course, like make up a story why Mickey needs to go. Maybe he needs to go see Minnie, go have dinner, they have a date, things like that. And I would just have to explain to them that he needs to go right now. You could probably find him maybe at another park, at another location, at another time, and things like that. Just again, you need to always give the guest options, because I totally understand that it's frustrating when you wait in line and then you're right about to go and then the character has to leave. I completely understand that that's frustrating, and I think giving options is really the best thing you can do.
Okay, and also, obviously, this is a pageant work as well. Tell me about the Busy Bucky boutique hostess role. Do you have any experience doing hair or makeup?
I don't have professional experience doing hair and makeup. I have a little sister, so I practice all my hair on her. So I do that, and I do know a lot about stage makeup and things like that, and sparkles. I also did dance for 8 years, so I know all about like helping girls, making them feel good about themselves, because I did volunteer backstage at the dance recitals as well. And I would do their hair, I would put it in buns, I would add sparkles and things like that. Just whatever makes them feel good about themselves, I would do. Just whatever makes them feel comfortable. If they want the sparkles, awesome, I'm going to give you all the sparkles. If you don't want sparkles, if that's not what you want, then I won't do that for you. They need to feel special, and that's what's important.
What would you do if the parents of the child you're working with approach you and say, that they're unhappy with the makeover that you provided?
I personally would try and understand what they're unhappy with, and if I could fix it, I would. Like if they didn't like a certain piece of the hair being done, maybe I would fix that one piece, because I understand, like I've gotten my hair done for, for pageants or for Sweet 16 and things like that, and I know my mom has been that parent who's like, well, I don't like how this piece looks, can you fix it? And I'm always loved how willing the hairstylist was to fix my piece, or to put a little bit more lipstick and things like that. So I would just always be open to whatever they would like.
Okay. And also, are you comfortable having direct physical contact with a guest? I know you've obviously got your sisters here, but obviously all different types of guests from all different parts of the world touching their hair, their hands.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I feel like I'm a good people person, and also I know how to work if there is with special needs. My sister actually has Down syndrome, so I have a lot of experience with the special needs world, and I feel like I really know how to communicate with people like that, and I feel like I feel like I could really communicate, get on somebody's level, and understand what they do and do not want.
And then tell me about, as far as the attractions role, are you comfortable working around height as well as water?
Yes.
I know you said water because you've done the swimming before, obviously, but what about height?
Heights is not a problem as long as I know that I'm safe.
Okay. What about photography? Did you have any, experience with cameras at all?
I don't have any serious experience with cameras, but I've never really taken a photography class, but I've always been really interested in it, and it just happened to never fit in my schedule, which is really sad. But I'm a quick learner. I know how to use cameras for the most part. I'm sure there's a lot of buttons that I don't understand, but if I needed to go through the training, I'd be very open to learning.
Also wanted to ask you, guests obviously come up to all of our cast members now, numerous questions. What would you do if you didn't have the answer to their question?
If I didn't have the answer to their question, I would definitely do whatever I can to find that answer and find a resolution, whether it's, calling a supervisor and things like that, or asking another cast member around me, maybe they know. I think there's a lot of resources. I feel like there's a good amount of cast members. If I don't know, somebody around me is bound to know. So I think really feeding off of each other in like the other cast members in the park. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to do everything in my will to find the answer.
Did you have any cash handling experience at all? Did you ever work collecting money at the pools, anything like that, or?
No, I've never personally worked with any kind of money handling or like cash registers, things like that.
Okay, would you be comfortable doing something like that?
I could probably learn. I'm a little concerned because I'm very bad at math. And
oh yeah, no worries.
okay, because I'm super nervous about that. I've always been like, no, I don't need to work the cash register because I'm a little scared of like messing up and giving someone the wrong change. So I'd just be a little nervous about that. But I would learn.
No worries. Yeah, and I do want to let you know we will consider you for all the roles you expressed interest in, whether they're low, moderate, or high.
Okay.
Even if we didn't discuss them all today. But at this point, Angelica, since we've now talked about some of your experience and skills, tell me, with that in mind, what role do you think you're most qualified to do at Walt Disney World?
Well, I know that it's not really up to you, but I really do feel very qualified for the character performer just because I do have so much stage experience and things like that. But as I said, I think character performer and character attendant go pretty much hand in hand for the most part. And I think I have a lot of, like I said, I have stage experience, I have improv experience and such, and I think I could really be a good character attendant. I feel like I have the skill level to, get on a child's level if they're scared. If they're worried about meeting a character, I understand. I've been that person. I've been scared. Like, sometimes people in costumes scare me, and I think what you do for a kid is just get down on their level, understand their problem, and maybe even go with them and give them that personal support and know who they are and understand and all of that. And, even with the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, I know I don't have so much experience in that, but I feel like I have enough, and I'm a quick learner.
And then let's talk about, I do want to ask you how you usually ensure that everything gets accomplished when you work with so many interruptions.
Being a lifeguard, actually, you'll be working, and of course there's always interruptions. People will always try and like talk to you while you're on stand, and it's a lot about multitasking, and you just have to time manage and things like that. Like, if somebody is trying to speak to you while you're on stand, you can try and talk to them while watching the pool. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you always give them the option and be like, I'm getting off stand in 5 minutes. You can walk with me while I walk to the next stand, and I can answer your problem.
Okay. And then also, what about if maybe you have someone you're working with, and then you have a task that maybe your leader is giving you to do during your shift, as well as a phone ringing. What do you do in that situation? What would come first to you, and why?
I think am I working with somebody else as well?
Just answer that according to however you think you'd respond.
Okay, so if myself and another cast member are there, I would definitely, if two things are happening at once, I would try and delegate, like, oh, I'll answer the phone while you deal with this guest. Well, not deal with this guest, but you know what I mean. So I would handle the phone conversation while the other cast member handles whatever problem that the guest is having and coming up to us. And then if need be, we could always switch. If that cast member doesn't know how to answer their question, then I could put the phone call on hold, switch, deal with it that way.
And tell me, what is your idea of creating a magical moment for a guest?
I think creating a magical moment for a guest, personally, my first trip to Disney, it rained my entire trip to Disney. The whole 10 days we were there, and my family and I were so sad, and just seeing the cast members be so enthusiastic even though it was raining, I just think that in itself is a magical moment. And then on top of that, my mom's favorite ride was It's a Small World, and it was raining, it was late at the park, and a cast member actually let us ride It's a Small World at least 7 times in a row. None of us were really happy except my mom, but looking back on it, that's such a magical moment, and I know that my family will always treasure that. And I really never got to thank that cast member because I was so young, but looking back, my mom is so happy we got to do that, and I think that is just so magical.
Sure, thank you. Now, Angelica, based on the descriptions of the role checklist and the roles we discussed today, are you able to perform the essential functions of the roles with or without a reasonable accommodation?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, those are actually all the questions I have for you, so let me just share what happens from here.
Okay.
We'll be sending communications to your dashboard on the Disney College Program website, and your dashboard is that first page that pops up with information about all the roles you applied for when you log into the Disney Career Portal. Okay?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And then the majority of our decisions will be made by the end of March. So please just continue to check your dashboard for the updated communication. If you are accepted, you'll get information on how to accept or decline your offer and when you can arrive, the role you would have, the classes you can take, and then our contact information in case you need to get a hold of us. And I can now take any questions you might have about the program. Do you have any?
Yes, I actually do have questions. Since I am graduating in May, I know that there's classes that Disney offers for the college program. Am I required to take those classes, or is that just an option?
No, they're not offer credit. Yeah, we don't offer credit for their classes to just enhance your experience. But
Okay.
all students as part of the college program are welcome to take those. We highly recommend this because they're phenomenal classes. But you can take up to 2 classes per term if you like.
Okay, thank you. Also, I was wondering how you got started working for Disney and how you ended up being a recruiter.
Thank you for asking. I actually started my Disney career as a professional intern. So now I'm doing something totally different. I've started publicity and kind of transitioned over to this role a few years back, and it just really accommodated my flexible schedule for me with having children. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for telling me that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Angelica, for your interest in our Disney College program. Hope you have a magical day.
Of course, thank you for making this interview such an enjoyable experience. Have a fantastic day, Terry.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. 25 minutes, 19 seconds. It's done. Time to wait.